I want to be prepared for when my daughter starts asking me questions about my past. I had a severe drug addiction for almost 10 years.
The fact that you're calling and asking this question, it's important, and I'm really proud of you. You've been sober for how long?
Over 4 years now.
That's incredible. What is going on? This is John with the Dr. John Delony Show. Taking your calls on mental health and marriage and relationships and whatever else you got going on in your world. So grateful that you've joined us. If you want to be on this show, it's real people going through real wildness in their life. And my promise is we're going to sit down and we're going to figure it out together. If you want to be on this show, give me a buzz, 1-844-693-3291. It's 1-844-693-3291. Or go to johndelony.com/ask. That's johndelony.com/ask. And don't forget, kind of our gift to you, if you will, Thorne, Thorne, the greatest supplements. I say the greatest of all time. I say that about too much stuff. They are incredible. And that's what me and my wife and my kids take because they're the best. And if you go to thorne.com/Delony, you get 25% off everything. Just, it's our way of saying thank you. All right, let's go to Josue in Chicago. What's up, Josue?
Hey, man. Are you there?
I'm here, man. What are you up to?
Dude, I'm just rocking and rolling, right? That's what we're all doing.
Excellent. Hey, we all are. So what's up, brother? How can I help?
Hey, man, thank you for taking my call. It almost sounds unreal to be here. But I have my stuff written out just so I can keep my thoughts from being scattered. Can I read my question and then I can read the details? Is that okay?
Absolutely, man.
All right, man. So my question is, how do I get unstuck from where I've been in life for what feels like the last decade? And I'm going to have some stuff written here. So feel free to interrupt me whenever you want. Over the last several years, I feel like I've more and more become the kind of person who can't follow through on his goals and plans. I'm easily distracted and feel like I've become addicted to my phone and media, often numbing out on it and seeking to entertain and distract myself instead of doing the things I should do. And I've wasted so much time this way. I procrastinate on my job often because of impulsive distractions, and then I find myself stressed trying to get the minimum accomplished, but I end up producing what I feel is mediocre work. I've gained around 35 pounds since I've been married, and I failed to lose any of it or stick to consistent exercise or eating. I don't always like what I see in the mirror, and I wish I looked different. I feel like there's very little discipline and self-control in my life. Whenever I get to a new place or a new season, I say I'm going to change. I'm going to become more responsible, more focused, more productive. But it's not long before I end up doing the same thing and telling a friend or a counselor the exact same thing that I've been struggling with for the last few years. I feel like my life could be so much more, but it's not. And I get frustrated with myself that I haven't yet changed and that I keep wasting it away.
How old are you, man?
I'm 30 years old.
30. How long you been married?
3.5 years about.
Tell me about that.
My marriage?
Yeah.
I mean, my wife is more than I could ask for, man. She's solid. She's amazing. She's what I always joke around and say she's high functioning. She has a plan and she executes it well. We have a 7-month-old, well, she's 8 months today, I think. First daughter, and she's beautiful too. But since she was born, life has been kind of upside down. Just, trying to adjust to a newborn. Our marriage, I would say it's good. I'd give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I have to rate it. We had to work through our stuff.
So if you were building a building and it had 4 steel posts in the ground,
yeah,
how could 2 of those posts be incredible? The other 2 of those posts be weak and crumbling and unsettled in their foundation. Yet you tell me the building is 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Well,
how are you so good at being married, yet you think so little of yourself in every other area?
I was wondering if that's what you were going to ask me eventually. I don't know, man.
Let me ask you this. That's kind of an unfair question. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, sure.
What is being unmotivated and undisciplined and running around like your hair's on fire all the time, what does that get you? Because it's getting you something.
I mean, as long as I can remember, I always play first and work hard later. And I feel like I don't get stuff done unless there's a deadline or a fire under my feet. Like, unless the hammer's coming down, it's like, oh, it's okay, it'll get done one day. And so letting things sit till the last minute until I'm stressed out it's good external motivation, because I feel like there's not a lot of internal motivation, if that makes sense.
Why not?
I don't know, because I guess it goes back to
No, you know why. You know why. Just tell me.
Because it's more fun to do what's easy.
I know, but listen, you're choosing, and you probably heard me say this, you're choosing your heart.
Yeah.
Because getting up and getting your crap done and doing work with excellence and exercising and, all that stuff, that's hard.
Yes.
And completely bumming out and hating yourself, who the guy you see in the mirror, is hard too. So you're choosing one hard or the other. One's not easier than the other.
Right.
Why are you choosing that one? It's getting you something. That's what I want to get to the core of it. What does it get you? What's it protecting you from?
Pity from others, doing hard things, I think.
But the life you're choosing is so much harder than mine.
Right. Yeah. John, I have not asked myself that question that specifically. I'm sorry, I'm a bit.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So I want you to keep. Why haven't you smashed your phone? Why haven't you smashed your phone and said enough?
Because I keep finding some reason why I need it.
No, there's something about the situation that you enjoy, that you like, that you're benefiting from. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I like being entertained. I grew up being a gamer. Okay. And over time, I've let go of my games. And my wife, when I married her, she said, I don't want to be married to someone who doesn't play games. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll sell all my stuff. But as you know, the world has transitioned to everything being on one's phone, right? And so my addiction.
That's absolutely untrue.
Well, okay, fair. I feel like my addiction to what was at one point games, at one point I even also wrestled with the porn addiction. I feel like that's transferred now to media. I've traded out one thing for another.
So anytime you say the word addiction, I want you to think of relationship challenge.
Okay.
And your body is trying to duct tape over relationship pain somewhere.
Okay, here's the thought that just came to my mind. I have noticed that it's when I have a hard or difficult situation at home to deal with, my typical response of dealing with hard, negative feelings is to numb out.
Exactly. And you've been doing that since you were a little kid.
Right.
And so
the memory that just came...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Well, no, just the memory that came to my mind was, I remember being 9 or 10, and I remember being at home, and I was alone at home with my dad, and I could hear my dad in his room on the phone talking to a woman that wasn't my mom. And I, as a 9 or 10-year-old, understood that was not cool and not okay. But I didn't know how to I didn't want to confront my dad because it's weird. And so I just remember saying the easiest thing to do is just to go bury my head in my video games in my room. That was my way of numbing out the discomfort of knowing my dad was being unfaithful to my mom. I've noticed just the same pattern.
How many times have you talked about that?
With my friends, a few times. Okay. Several times.
Here's the word that comes to mind for you. Powerless. When you feel powerless and your wife comes through just like a boss, dude, just crushing it.
Yeah.
You feel powerless. And when your boss comes in and says, you're going to do this, and you're going to show up, and you're going to do this, you instantly turn into a 9-year-old kid again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have any buddies in your life, and you've outsourced all your relationships to text messages and emojis, your body feels completely powerless because it cannot do anything without close connection to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I ask you what you're getting from this, you are getting the avoidance of feeling reality.
Yes.
Your body's trying to take care of you the best it can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to do that in the short term and kill you in the long term.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that already.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that makes sense. I've not been told the word powerless before, but that makes sense. I don't like feeling like my life, when reality feels like it's spinning out, I just say, well, this is too hard, screw this, and I just go numb out.
So I need you to know that when your body feels anxious, when your body feels disconnected, and you avoid it, it actually gets what it wants. So what does it do? It makes that anxiety stronger. This is neurochemistry. It makes it more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you avoid, the longer you go, the longer you just put your head down and instead of snorting something, you pick up your stupid video game controller or your cell phone.
Yeah.
The stronger it gets. What happened that made you want to call me? Did something happen?
Yeah, I had an argument with my wife that morning, and I reacted really strongly. I raised my voice. I've never full on yelled at my wife, but I raised my voice at her. And
why?
And I just
like, what happened?
Okay, so basically she sent me some text the night before, and I was coming out of a meeting, and because I was in the meeting, I didn't check them. I got home, and she said, hey, can you read the messages I sent you? Yeah, sure. The next morning, she's like, did you read the text? I was like, look, I forgot to do it. It's no big deal. And she feels that that's our way of staying connected. I feel like she's asking me something that's not that important. So this irritation, this rage kicked in my heart that I feel like I've been dealing with also the last few months. And I just said, why are you, I didn't say it, but I was like, why are you freaking out about something so inconsequential? And then it just became this giant argument, and she walked away upset, and I was upset. And so then it just became a low day, and I realized my life is not what I want it to be.
Okay.
Because I'm not what I want to be.
I want you to reframe what your wife did. And she tried to use the streets you walk on, which are digital and electronic, as a way to connect with you. So when you say it wasn't a big deal, I want you to think of her putting her arms around you with one hand on the back of your neck and putting her face up against yours and just breathing for a minute. That's what she was trying to do, but you're never there. And even when you're sitting right next to her, you're not there. And when you're in your home holding your kid, you are not there.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to reach out. So to say it's inconsequential is not cool, because it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after following this phone call, I'm going to give you some things you are not allowed to say anymore. Okay?
Okay.
You cannot say the words, I can't, because that's not true.
Okay.
The words you're going to use from this forward are, I am choosing my phone over my new baby. I am choosing my phone over my wife. I am choosing my phone over my health. Okay? Mm-hmm. Those are the words. I'm choosing my phone over respect and dignity. I'm choosing a video game controller over peace. These are all choices you are making. And your body's trying to, it's got a vested interest in this, because if not, you got to deal with the fact that you feel really powerless, that you have a wife who loves you and wants to connect with you, and you still feel like a 9-year-old trying to hide.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah, that's fair, man.
So here's what we're going to start with. That's number one is you're not going to say the words I can't anymore. You're going to say the words I choose. The second thing is I want you to choose who you're going to be. None of your plans or none of your activities or none of your, I promise, none of that works if you don't have a fundamental shift in your identity, who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a guy who values people over technology.
Mm-hmm.
I am a guy who, come hell or high water, takes care of his body. I'm a good steward of my body so that I can be the husband I need to be, so that I can be the dad I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Fair? And I don't know what those are going to be. I think it would be really wise for you to sit down with your wife and say, hey, I'm working on some new identity. You've known me for a long time. You love me. We've created a human together. We're building a life together. Will you help me through some of these things? The third thing is you got to develop an identity with your wife. Here's who we are going to be. Here's the home we are building. And only after you've done those three things, no more saying I can't. You're going to say I choose. You're going to build a personal set of identity. Here's who I am. Number three, here's who we are. Only then can you get to the strategy part or the action part. Okay. You know what that is? Smash your phone. Sell your video game consoles. Throw your TV in the garbage can because you're going to lose your wife over it.
Yeah.
You're going to grow up with a kid wondering what was so bad about me that I couldn't compete with a little 5-inch by 3-inch box.
Yeah.
Now, can you really smash your phone? No. But
I mean, I could, but yeah.
But you can say the phone never comes out of my car. And then you know what? You're going to be so awkward and bored and weird for about 3 months because you're going to be sitting in your house with no device and you're going to be staring at a little lump of kid that's taken all your money and kind of ruined your sex life. And you're going to be looking at your wife being like, hey, what's up? And we're going to be, I don't even know how to do this. That's the path forward.
Okay.
You're going to take lots of walks and you're going to, with your wife, and you take lots of walks with your kids and you're going to do it together and you're going to start cooking at home because what else are you going to do? You might start exercising. And what you're going to find in 3 months is that every single thing about your life has changed. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you 4 or 5 packs of questions for humans. And what these are, they're just tools for a guy who turns his phone off and then goes, what do I do now? And I want you to use these with your wife. I want you to use these with yourself. I want you to use these with people you invite over to the house. And by the way, be weird, man. Just invite people over. It might be a disaster. Who cares? Invite them over. And I want you to stop with the beaten up Josue. That's not worked. You've been angry and pissing on Josue for 20 years now. Stop. That's not working. When your body wants to numb out, I just want you to pause for a second and say, hey, what are you trying to protect me from? And then let's go into that storm, not away from it. And then just back up and, man, I got some skills I got to learn. I've never had to be present before because I've been hiding since I was 9. I'm going to start practicing being present and practice learning how to talk to my wife. And I promise she's been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. Tell her everything I just told you. Let her walk alongside you. I'm proud of you, brother. Tomorrow, the light's going to be a little bit brighter. And if you have some courage, man, your life's going to change. Stay on the line, and Jenna will get you hooked up. We'll be right back. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Folks, take a minute to think about how much time you spend on yourself. It's easy to get caught up in what people need from you and want from you and never think about what you need. And then you end up too stretched out, burned out, all of the madness of our current world resting on your shoulders. Look, sometimes I put my head down to work and then realize I haven't had a meaningful conversation with my wife and kids all day. I get focused on what I'm doing and I'm running and running and running, and I don't know how to come back. And therapy is a great way to learn new skills that make you the best version of yourself. They help you set boundaries and still have energy left to help others without leaving yourself behind. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's totally online to fit into your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So find more balance, find wellness with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Delony today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Delony. All right, let's go out to California and talk to Taylor. Hey, Taylor, what's up?
Good morning, Dr. John. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course. Thanks for calling. What's happening?
So the reason why I'm calling is because I want to be prepared for when my daughter starts asking me questions about my past and her childhood, and a little bit of...
How old is your daughter?
She's almost 4.
Okay.
So she's not there yet, but that's why I want to be prepared.
Okay. I think I know where this is going, but you can surprise me. So go ahead.
Okay. So, in my past, I had a severe drug addiction for almost 10 years, from the age of 16 to about 25.
What'd you use?
I went
What was your
heroin and meth.
Okay. Did you have a rough childhood?
And yeah, I would say so.
You started with it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Well, yes, it was. It's hard for me. I don't know. I don't like holding that against my mom. I think she did the best she could. And my dad too, he was an alcoholic and ended up dying from that. So
when did he pass away?
In 2008, I was either 15 or 16.
So before we get going, this is important. The fact that you're calling and asking this question is it's important, and I'm really proud of you. It's awesome. And you've been sober for how long?
Over 4 years now.
That's incredible, especially from those two demons, because those two demons are gnarly. Meth and heroin are tough.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're asking this question in the way you're asking this question suggests that you are flinching with the conversation you need to have with your daughter. And that flinch comes from shame. And yes, I'm sure your mom did the best she could. But you went through hell. And you grew up in the home of someone who deeply struggled with addiction, and then your dad died.
Yeah.
Meth and heroin are often, not always, but often, relationship duct tape. And so I want you to drop your shoulders. And man, you've got those two drugs, especially, you got 10 years of bad memories, 10 years of things you wish you could take back that you did, right? Am I right?
Yeah, totally.
And then the light came on.
Yep.
Okay. I want you to lean more into the light than into that darkness. Okay.
Okay.
Your daughter's not going to experience what you did. Let me say it that way. She's got a mom who loves every ounce of her being. Fair?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now continue. Go ahead.
Okay. So my main concern is explaining to her my past, and also just things about her childhood too. Like, I was in rehab when she was born. And so there's pictures of me, transitioning to a transitional housing program for women. She didn't have a typical infancy life. And so, but I'm also worried that her dad and my sister will tell her really hurtful things about the darkest secrets of my past to try to hurt me and hurt her in a way, because we're not on good terms. So those are the two things that I'm really just concerned about, and just explaining this to her without causing harm or causing her to resent me.
Give me an example of something that is so dark that you're terrified your daughter's going to find out.
Well, it took me a while to get into rehab after finding out that I was pregnant, which is horrible. And there was some talk. I wasn't ever serious, but just talk about alternative options as opposed to going through with the pregnancy.
Okay.
So those are the two big things that I think that they would throw at her, maybe just in passing or just.
So I missed the first. The first one is you used at the beginning of your pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay. And does your daughter have any cognitive delays or any?
No, she does not.
Okay. Physical delays. She's good to go. Rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful, rambunctious knucklehead of a kid.
Yes.
It's awesome. Okay. So just for the nuts and bolts, until she's 12 or 13, any questions or conversations that come up, you were sick and the medicine you were using was dangerous and not good. Why, Mom? I was really sick. And some of the sick hurt my heart, and some of the sick hurt my head. And it really clouded my decisions. I made some not good choices. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. If your sister or the father of this child decides to throw a nuclear weapon into the heart of the little girl and tell her that your mom was considering terminating the pregnancy, they can do that. And if your daughter ever comes to you and says, Dad said this, that you were thinking about having an abortion when you were pregnant with me, you can say, I was very sick. I was really scared. And then I thought of you. And I thought of this moment right here. And then you pull your kid close and you hug them for an obnoxious amount of time. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds without letting go.
Okay.
Okay? That's
I can
it.
do that.
I know you can. You've done way harder. The hardest thing in this transaction is not talking to your daughter and answering hard questions. You've been doing that for a long time. The hardest thing I'm hearing right here is that Taylor's got to forgive Taylor.
I do.
And you haven't yet. And let me tell you something really hard. I don't want to pile on you, okay? But I'm going to tell you the truth. If you don't forgive Taylor, and every interaction you have with your beautiful little baby girl is one of a flinch, is one of a spirit of apology, that little girl will sense that and feel that and make that interaction her fault. And she'll spend her whole life trying to solve it.
Okay.
Be fully reckless in your love for this little girl. She won the lottery when she got you as her mom.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have some stuff you shouldn't have done? Yes, we all do. We all do. Okay?
Okay.
Now, this is important. Do not use your daughter as a way to make yourself feel better. What I mean by that is, or to get things off your chest. Cool?
Yes. Do you mean like just venting to her? Is that what you mean?
I mean things like you feel like as she gets older and your relationship gets tighter and tighter, that there's going to be this gap between you because you've got secrets that she doesn't know about. She's not your romantic partner. She's not your best friend. She's not your pastor.
Okay.
There's going to be parts of your life that she will hopefully never know about.
Yeah.
And there may be a time when she does something dumb when she's 12 or 13, which all 12 and 13-year-olds do. And she'll say something 12 and 13-year-oldish, like, you don't know, you don't understand. And then you can be like, hold my beer, like for real. Except you're not drinking, so hold my Diet Coke, and I got some stories to tell you. And my friend Rachel Cruz says, share, don't scare, right? So if there's moments that they're going to ask or that you can contribute, great. But don't use your kid as a trash can for the stuff that you've done in an effort to try to, quote unquote, make the relationship transparent.
Okay.
Keep this in your soul. Answer questions that you are asked. Or if you notice her pulling back or starting to change directions or starting to give her opportunities to ask questions. Here's the best way to do that. She's 4 years old now?
Yes.
What's your custody arrangement?
I have full physical and legal custody. He is not willing or able to get sober.
Okay.
So yeah.
The conversation should always be daddy's sick.
Yes.
He's very, very sick. We're not ever going to talk bad about dad. And I want you to create, starting now, a special thing that you and this little girl do every week. If you ever listen to this show, you'll one day I'm going to get sponsored by Waffle House. Kind of goes against my diet, the way I think it's healthy to eat. But I started taking my son to Waffle House every Tuesday morning before school for great conversations, for a great way to get to know each other. Sometimes we read a book together and all that. But here was the main goal. I'm playing a 15 or 20 year game. Not game. I'm playing a 15 or I'm planting seeds for our relationship that will come above ground in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And that is, Dad loves me, and there is not a thing I can't tell him where his first impulse won't be to say, I love you.
Yeah.
And so if you wait until there's a big kerfluffle or a big issue, or as all young kids ask is what happened to Dad, and there's going to be questions she asks, what was so great about whatever Dad's using that he chose that over me? That's a common kid question, and that's a fair question and a valid question, even if it's not exactly how it plays out in real life. Those are hard moments, and kids try to solve those in all those crazy ways. What we want is 3 or 4 or 5 years of relational capital built up so that when you look at her and say, Daddy's sick, has nothing to do with you. You are loved, that she'll go, okay, I trust you because you've put that time in. See what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And you don't have to hold back your tears all the time. You're worth crying too. I've heard you on this call, man. You're hanging in there. You're tough.
Yeah.
Stop being so tough. You've had to be tough for like 15 years, right?
Yes.
Yes. You're too fun, and you're too good of a mom, and you're too good of a friend to be tough all the time. Being tough kind of sucks. Be tough in moments. Obviously be disciplined all the time, but man, drop those shoulders. You've done some amazing work. That little girl won with you. Set the bricks you're carrying about Taylor down. Taylor had a hard row. And Taylor's still standing tall. After all the shots were fired and all the smoke is cleared, Taylor is still standing tall. When everyone around her fell or bailed or passed away, Taylor's still standing strong, holding a beautiful little girl. You're incredible. Proud of you. We'll be right back. Good folks, slowing down is a critical aspect of mental health. Calming music, prayers, meditation, they're all great ways to find peace. And Hallow makes it easy to start a daily practice of meditation. Hallow is the #1 prayer app in the world, and you can tailor content towards your faith tradition. From scripture readings and prayers to journaling, Hallow makes it easy to practice prayer, meditate, and build a deeper, more meaningful spiritual life and rediscover true peace. Go to hallow.com/Delony today to get 3 months of Hallow for free. Hallow.com/Delony. All right, let's take one more. Let's go out to Providence, Rhode Island, and talk to the great Leah. What's up, Leah?
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going okay. Just found out my kid has strep, so that's wonderful.
Oh, I hope I don't get it over the phone. Just kidding. I'm so sorry. That's tough.
It's okay. It's the life of a mom, right?
That's right. Is it the last week of school, or you got a couple weeks left?
They still have a few weeks left.
All right. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Well, how can I help?
Basically, I've been trying to figure out how to phrase this question, but I think this is the best way I can phrase it.
Just cannonball it. Just jump in. Just jump in.
How do I actually be patient and not be selfish? So, I've been with my boyfriend for 6 months now. I know it's not very long, but I'm like, if we can get married right now, I would totally do it. Let's do it. Let's just get married right now. I'm like ready for this. But his kids are completely traumatized by me, and I can't talk about them. He can't talk about me in front of them. Like, my name's like a cuss word.
Why?
I can't.
Why? Are you mean?
No. The nature of the way they found out wasn't exactly good. He didn't tell them about me. They found out about me.
Where's their mom?
They live with their mom. It's basically the way they found out about me because, I mean, my boyfriend is still technically married. They're just separated. So...
Leah, why?
I'm so sorry.
What are you doing?
I don't know anymore. I don't know. Isn't that why I called you? Just to tell me what to do?
Do you have your own kids?
I do. I have 3.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Why are you dating a married man?
Because I love him. I know it sounds so dumb, but
It does. It does. And I don't think you do. I think you love the idea. I think you love the idea of him.
Oh.
Are you the reason they broke up?
No, I am not. They were already talking about divorce and separation.
According to who?
And him?
Yeah. No guy has ever in the history of husbands said, no, hey, we're on the way to getting divorced, so it's okay.
Well, yeah, he told me they were going to get divorced in like a year.
Yeah, I believe that.
His kids are still in high school, and he wanted them to graduate and everything.
Leah, you know. This is insane. You know this.
I know, but
now hold on. You know that his story's not true, and you're going along with it.
No. I genuinely believe
there is 0% chance, none, no chance that what he's saying is true. None. Zero. Couples who are getting divorced don't go, well, you can go ahead and just hook up with other people, and we'll just ride this out for a year or more, and then we'll go. No, what are you talking about? If you feel like I have to separate from you, I can't be married to you anymore, you start a process. What he has told you is absolutely untrue. And I know that you know that. Right?
I don't think it's untrue. I just don't understand that, like, why right now, since they're already separated, he can't just go through.
Because he hasn't told them. He hasn't told them.
He has.
Nope. He told his wife that he cheated on her. That's what he told her. When you are the secret.
No, she found out. He didn't tell her.
There you go. When you are the secret, you are the secret. Honey, you are worth so much more than the life you're settling for. This guy sucks.
He doesn't, though.
He does, and you are following in his heels real close. It's not cool, man. Of course his kids don't want to be around you. His kids are under the illusion that mom and dad are going to get back together, and they're going to work it out.
He says that they are saying that they're okay with them not being together, but I've tried to talk to him about it, to be like, I don't understand if this is what you were going to do anyway. And
let me promise you this.
He's afraid of them being hurt. He doesn't want them to be hurt. He doesn't want them to be traumatized even further by me.
But he wants to sleep with you, though. He wants both. So let me be super clear. This will happen to you. You're going to be the other woman at some point, too. Period.
Oh, my God.
Period. How old are your kids, Leah?
7, 6, and 10 months.
Is this the picture you're drawing up for them of what love looks like, and what romance looks like, and what honesty and respect and dignity looks like?
Ideally, no, but I would like to have us eventually actually be together out there in front of people.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Why not? Why isn't it going to happen?
Because you are you are fallen for somebody in the haze of baby number 3. You have fallen for somebody in the haze of the fear of being alone. You have fallen for somebody who does not tell the truth, who lies to his children, who lies to his current wife, who lies to his girlfriend, who lies to his girlfriend's kids, and is trying to keep every spinning plate going. And it will all come down. And even if he chooses you over his wife and his kids, what does that say? You want to be with that guy?
But that's the other thing, though. He's not choosing me over them because anytime they need anything or want anything, he just goes and does it and do it.
No. I'm saying, let's say he goes through with this, that he hurts his kids, even though he doesn't want to hurt them. He just wants to sleep with this other lady, but he wants everything to be fine and good. And so we're just going to keep it secret. And maybe this divorce that him and his wife have been working on for a long time, but they just agreed to, it's cool. You can just hook up with other people and we'll just keep living together and be married for a year or more. Maybe he goes through with all of that. And then he moves in with you and y'all hold hands in public for the first time. And your 3 kids are trailing behind and his 2 or 3 kids are trailing behind your 3 kids. And you have a family of 5 or 6 and y'all are sitting in a taco shop just having the time of your life. And then some woman walks by and he lingers a little bit too long in the way he glances at her. And your body will remember this story, how you were her at one time. Or the first time he turns his phone over when you walk into the room. There is no way this thing plays out, Leah. And you wouldn't want to be with a guy that walked out like that anyway. I don't know. Maybe you would. Maybe you would.
Oh, okay. So then I don't know what to do because I want to be with him. Like,
I'm probably the wrong guy to talk to then. Because my commitment is telling the truth even when it's hard. And also I'm committed to not sitting down and watching a car wreck happen. He's not going to, he's just not an honest person. He's not a person of integrity. And you can still want to be with him all you want. But you're not going to be able to be with him and not have relational dysfunction all over the place. It's impossible because he is relationship dysfunction and you are too. What are you getting from him?
What am I getting?
Yeah, what do you get from him?
Well, I was in a very abusive relationship previously.
Okay.
And he's just everything that this guy isn't. He actually takes care of me, like cares about what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. He actually talks to me because my last relationship, he never spoke a word to me.
He talks to you in secret, in private, where no one can see or hear.
That's just until his kids are okay. That's what he tells me. He's just worried about his kids and protecting them and making sure they're not hurt.
He's not. He's worried about his own butt.
Why? So I'm like, what? Do I have to just be like, you're either going to like do this or it's over? Or like what?
If you were my sister or you were one of my close friends, that I would tell you that the next phone call should be, hey, look, I can't be in your life while you're still married. I can't be in your life as a ghost. I can't be the woman on the side. If I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody, I'm going to be all in, not 10% or 4%, because I'm worth way more than that. And I've been abused before, and I've been treated like garbage, and I've been told repeatedly I was nothing. And I'm not doing that anymore. My kids deserve better. I deserve better. And so when your marriage is over and the divorce papers are signed, maybe I'll talk to you. By then, my head might have cleared up a little bit from the smoke of my abusive past and the smoke of having a 10-month-old and a 7-year-old in the same house, which I've had that, and it's madness. It's madness. And then the only difference between me and you is you have a third one in there. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So when the smoke clears on all that, my guess is you're going to want to have nothing to do with a guy like this. But also, I can't blame everything on him.
No, you can't.
And you're a woman choosing to enter into a family of a married man with kids that are demonstrable how much they think you're hurting their family. And you're like, I just want to be with him. You can't do that. I mean, you can. But that means you lack integrity too.
chest, man. You know, I have problems.
Nope. You can't just write them off. I just got problems. No. You're making choices. You're going to have to heal from what happened to you, the hell you've lived through, before you just jump right into another swimming pool. Because you haven't learned how to swim yet. You've learned how to not drown. And
I don't even know if I'm going to do that.
You can. It's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. It's going to be very hard. But over the long term, you're going to walk 6 inches taller. You're going to have peace in your home for the first time ever. Your kids are going to know peace in their home. Your kids are going to know a mother who understands she's got strength and she's not a person who lacks integrity, doesn't tell the truth, and brings home guys who are just scum of the earth. You're just worth so much more. And if nobody else does, your kids and his kids do. God's sake, Leah. Just be done with this thing. That's the best I can tell you. We'll be right back. It seems so easy, but most of us way undervalue real, genuine relationships. Our friendships, our marriages. We don't know what we're doing, and instead of diving into the mess, we accept shallowness and distraction, and we wallpaper over our loneliness. So let me say this boldly. You cannot be well alone. You've got to get connected to real-life people and have deep, powerful relationships. I'm talking about relationships where you can be honest, where you can open up, where you can share hard things, and you each know that you'll still show up for each other. And in my new book, Own Your Past, Change Your Future, we'll walk through a not-so-complicated approach to relationships, mental health, and wellness, and getting connected is a key part of that. That's why you'll learn shallowness and loneliness are so dangerous, and more importantly, you'll learn how to create meaningful relationships in your life moving forward. There is no good app to help adults find friendships, but this book can help. Go to johndelony.com to take the next step towards wellness. That's Own Your Past, Change Your Future at johndelony.com. All right, as you wrap up today's show, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, don't forget to go to thorne.com/u/Delony for 25% off the best supplements on the market. Song of the day, Sugarland. It just makes me think of that last caller's other woman. The song's called Stay, and it goes like this. I've been sitting here staring at the clock on the wall, and I've been laying here praying she won't call. It's just another call from home, and you'll get it and be gone, and I'll be crying. And I'll be begging you not to leave, but I'll be left here waiting with my heart on my sleeve for the next time we'll be here. Seems like a million years, and I think I'm dying. What do I have to do to make you see she can't love you like me? Why don't you stay? But I don't think that's the truth. I don't like being used, and I'm tired of waiting. It's too much pain to have to bear to love a man you have to share. Can't take it anymore. Yikes.